If you have to talk about a blockbuster that disrupts the virtual world, when it's just comics, people are hunting more than they are selling. This is definitely a solo level. Only I promoted. Early 2024. It's a movie again, it's really cool. Now my brother and I are always on trial. When it's turned into a movie, the solo level will be awesome. Or desperate. Into movies always give it hot, since the gates connected to another dimension appear. 15 years ago, people of curious nature have competed in it. Exploration. They found out that it's not just a multitude of monsters, but there are also precious resources. With the appearance of these gates, some people have woken up. The power is called a hunter. Hunters are divided into categories from E to S, based on the amount of energy in the body. Our main male, Jin-Woo, he's also one of the lucky ones. Get this power, but he's just an E hunter. So while the other hunters use your power to make money, to flirt and to flash, Jin-Woo had no other way. Being a bad guy. People who don't know, Jin-Woo saw where he was going. Also greeted by everyone. I thought you were strong. But they don't know. In addition to the name Jin-Woo, his parents placed him at work. There's another name for the wreck warrior. Jin-Woo's nickname. He's the weakest warrior in the human race. So weakest to enter the E-class gate, but still injured to the point of hospitalization. So people think that whenever there is the appearance of this, today's task is easy. Jin-Woo sighed at what Uncle Kim had said. You heard it all. But whatever they say is true. So you can't argue. At this time, Ru-hee called Jin-Woo. Because you've got a personal bandage on your face. Jin-Woo explained. This is the wound I had on my previous mission. Ru-hee told him to be a little more careful, lest there be scars. It's rumored to practice being a gangster. Then we both sat down and talked to each other. Only Jin-Woo was injured. In the task of breaking into the cellar level E, there are some people on the team, so they didn't bother to call in more healers. Jin-Woo for that to himself. Getting hurt is my fault. Get used to going to the hospital. Mr. Chi-Yu is in charge now. The leader of the attack appeared this time. Everyone is assured because Chi-Yu is the most powerful of the people who are here. As soon as it's ready, the whole team entered the gate. Uncle Kim reminded Jin-Woo to follow everyone. To keep from getting hurt, he quickly pulled out his knife. Because with the meager income of the trumpet hunter, Jin-Woo can only buy it alone. Better than not. Jin-Woo took a breath to calm down, determined to continue on the road to wealth. In the president's office, the meeting with the government didn't go well, because they don't want dungeons to become more and more popular, but they always want a steady supply. Items obtained from them. The president go understand the government's demand is for a reso. Hunters like them are resource sellers. 10 from the dungeon for a living. Crystals fall out from defeating monsters. It's called magic stone. Are the most valuable items on the side. Jin-Woo after much trying has obtained a tablet. But while you're celebrating, he was attacked by a Gaul and vogged down. Jin-Woo risked his life to attack. But your knife is broken. That's the Gaul. He used his sword. Show Jin-Woo has one more hole. Park rushed to defeat the Gaulin. Rescue Jin-Woo. Leave the healing to Cho-Jui. She ran to help him stop the bleeding. Jin-Woo in pain tried to look at the others. Defeat the monsters in the dungeon, and there's more money. Magic stones falling out of high-class monsters. It can also be transformed into more powerful weapons and armor. To defeat the other monsters. And mana ore is extracted from the dungeon. It can also be used in the same way. The main use that the government wants. It's about using them as a new energy source. Because it's safer than nuclear. It's more efficient than any artificial energy source. It doesn't pollute the environment. Government are now pushing electronic manufacturing methods. Mana ore and magic stones. A rare resource that only hunters get 10. That's why that the hunter is now the king of all professions. Key aside, Captain Chi-Yu defeated the worm of the dungeon. It makes everyone very happy. Jui asks, at Cao Jin-Woo is stubborn. One day you will have to die. She's very angry. When Jin-Woo asks, he can only say sorry. Key aside, people have started to divide the spoils. Even though this dungeon can't find much chat. Jin-Woo is extremely sad. Jin-Woo has 7 hopes. Because I only earned E-class magic stones. Even if you risk your life. Suddenly, another hunter called everyone because he discovered an underground passage. They figured this could be a 2-story dungeon. It's rumored the boss was defeated, but the dungeon shows no sign of closing. So AI also feels very strange. Captain Chi-Yu asked for everyone's opinion. Because they're usually going to have to report and seek guidance from the Hunters Association. But the other hunters were afraid. The best part of the dungeon will be enjoyed by the next team. This is a D-class dungeon anyway. So Park wanted to risk a lot of food. I need money to buy diapers and diapers. Captain Chi-Yu is very understanding for people's desire to get rich. But this is too risky. So he decided to try voting. But after a while, it turned out to be 6 objections. 6 agree. The final vote fell to Jin-Woo. You know D-class dungeons are too dangerous for you. But I didn't come home after I went to buy milk. The cost of living depends on Jin-Woo. You have to take care of your mother's expenses. Tuition money for my sister who is going to college. So Jin-Woo decided to go. While at the center of the association, others are taking turns doing ranking checks. brokers from what's already at the door, to be able to invite potential hunters to join us. In their representative Koi's association is the most prestigious and very large. Confident. No way I can get past their Hae-In hunters. Right now, there's two bikers out there borrowing their bags. The road doesn't pay, but they're quickly taken down by a blonde girl jerked bag quickly. Are you? Thank you, and everyone around you is excited because the blonde is the hero in Daddy Hunter, a very famous S-level hunter. Because I don't like being surrounded. So Hae-In immediately deployed the BAVI and left there. Key aside, Jin-Woo's group has been exploring the cave. I'm sorry, Jui, because you know you don't want to be here, and you're very angry because this young man's got more blood than his brain. Jin-Woo feels guilty because without Jui's B-level healing power, you watch the chicken show its ass. A few minutes before the movie, Jui decided after this, I have to ask you to go for a ride. Soon their group found a large door. Kim decided to open the door with the consent of Captain Chiyu. On the other side, the hunters woke up to start taking an additional course about the formation of hunters. It's a dangerous profession. It can cost lives. So the president goes and reminds them to stay awake, allowed to keep themselves cowardly to survive. Now the door is opened. The green flame torches lit one after another. While everyone was visiting, Jin-Woo paid attention. A large statue in the middle of the room. People get very bored because there are no monsters here. Let them knock their heads. But the hunters later discovered an ancient script. Write the rules of the Cathero. The first thing is to respect God. The second thing is to praise God. The third thing is to believe in God. Yugi hurriedly pulled Jingo because she'd just seen the statue's eyes move and watched them. At this moment, the door suddenly closed. Another angry hunter wants to push the door to go home, but he didn't expect it. I was cut into by the gate guard. People were immediately terrified because the statue could move. Jin-Woo is standing there because he was higher than me. He was defeated with just one blow. When you turn your back, I saw the eyes of the statue. I'm actually looking at them. Jin-Woo himself has been through countless times. The 10 most burrow due to weak capacity. So Jin-Woo can't arm himself with weapons, even with a small knife. But he decided to risk his life to fight. Right now, a statue that shoots energy rays that attack people burned a bad hunter to death, and Jin-Woo quickly encouraged everyone to lie down and put my body out to protect Jui. Right this moment, you don't understand what's going on. Never. The fear of death is as great as this. The hunters now began to hover in fear. Captain Chiyu, quickly tell everyone to stand still. Don't move. He thanked Jin-Woo for letting you see the danger. That's why people keep their lives. But Jin-Woo himself doesn't know that, because you just feel like something's dangerous. At this point, he realized that the Chugui had become a dead man. Jin was forced to give him first aid, because Jui is in a panic right now. Uncle Chiyu said, I've tried to go on expeditions. Dungeon level B. It can be confirmed. The statue in front of you is A. If I don't want to say S-class. Chiyu reminded me of the 3 rules of the temple that I had read. 1 is to respect God, 2 is to praise, and 3 is to believe in God. Jin-Woo thought that maybe the god the ancient texts speak of. That's the statue in front of you. They turn back 15 in front of a pathway that connects to the other space appears. Drag along events beyond consciousness, usually around the world. For example, the emergence of individuals called hunters. Shoulder the role. Destroy the monsters hiding in the dungeon behind the gate. But what's waiting for them is on the other side. Sometimes they're the ultimate monsters. It's similar to despair. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo's younger sister Gina is at school. She asked about Gina's brother who's a hunter. And I think I can do a really good job of that. Now the Chiyu guesses they can't beat the statue. There's only one way out. But another hunter wouldn't sit still. It was very difficult to sign a contract with the big club. He's confident in his speed. We can get out of here before we get killed. But I couldn't get to the gate. The Kia guy was swept away. Only 2 feet left. They are wearing new super durable shoes. Jin-Woo realized the statue can kill them at any time. But it doesn't. Prove the statue is different from the monsters. I just want to go outside there. Remember the ancient texts? Jin-Woo asked Uncle Chiyu. On the first principle writ, you have to respect God. I guess this dungeon has its own rules. Should calculate the Octio. Uncle Chi travels to stop Jin-Woo, but I can see your desperate eyes. As soon as the laser statue evaporates, Jin-Woo quickly bowed his head. It's exactly as you predicted. Jin-Woo urged everyone to bow down to the wall. The other hunters didn't understand what Jin-Woo meant. You guess the statue's going to attack them. If people's heads are low, it's like the rule to respect God. Jisoo and the others felt that it was right to do so. The statue no longer threatened them, but with a weird smile. Just like the Indian Joker, Park risked his life to stand up. The statue no longer attacks them. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Because you've been bending over and grabbing everybody. I thought they were going to be all over again. But Jin-Woo sees something missing. The statue suddenly stood up. He asked Jin-Woo what to do next. You don't know. But I guess the key is to praise God. Another guy stood up. Tell everyone to give it to me, because he's been in 300 CA folk songs. 10 ways of the Buddhas. He quickly stooped to recite the prayer urgently. But Jin-Woo recognized this statue as a Christian. The Buddha is bad, and the bad hunter was trampled by it. The others immediately fled, or they'll be squeezed into ketchup by the statue. Jin-Woo hurriedly pulled Jui-'s hand to run with him. Park decided not to die here. My wife is waiting at home. But as soon as he wasn't paying attention, then another statue split Park's body in two. Jin-Woo at full power. Think about what to say to celebrate the statue. You can't leave Jui alone in danger. Decided to find a clue. By looking at everything around you. The hunters at the time were sent to pick up the boxes. Constantly noticed in the room. There's also statues playing music. Jin-Woo told everyone to run in their direction. Of course, the statue only plays music. Uncle Kim almost had his head up. The first time they were afraid to cry. Jin-Woo leads Jui to the nearby musician statue. But it's because he doesn't want to play BA. So you left Ju behind. I risked my life to go to another statue. Become a target aimed at by the statue of God. I thought I'd escaped from the statue's feet. Though, Jin-Woo Lan was wrong to go to the statue holding the weapon. He was beaten for serious injury. You have to leave it on the ground. He tried hard to get to the CA statue singing, before being trampled, through which to escape death. And the statue also returned to its seat. Jui anxiously ran to check on Jin-Woo's situation. She was horrified to realize that one of his legs was missing. Fortunately, the middle leg can hold. Ruhi is trying to stop Jin-Woo, but she's reached the limit herself. Watching others die not entirely, Uncle Kim started blaming Captain Chiyu. Even though he was the one who proposed exploring the tunnel, people get into a fight, but Chiyu took all the blame. Jin-Woo thinks now is not the time to fight because they have one more rule. God's hands up and call out a stone pedestal in the middle of the room. Jin-Woo knows that it's the altar. It's used to offer treasures or sacrifices to the gods. The third rule is to believe in God. People immediately understand what they have to do. Uncle Kim pulled out his sword and pointed it at Captain Chiyu because it was his decision that Park. He is going to be the father of 2 children. I was forced to leave you in J97. He held Chiyu accountable. Become a sacrifice. Chiyu agree, but Jin-Woo knows he's not to blame. As soon as Jin-Woo came near the altar, then a fire appeared. Chiyu asked him what to do next. Jin-Woo told everyone, I need to check the altar. I want them to help me get there. The flames continued to appear, and Jin-Woo realized something. He asked if anyone would come to save them. But this gate's been open for almost a week. If it is not closed after 7 days, then surely the dungeon explosion phenomenon will occur. The monster will get out of the dungeon. That's why that hunters need to find and destroy the boss monster to close the gate. If they lose 7 right now, the Kia statue will escape outside. On the other side, Gina's sister went to the hospital to visit her mother. She's in a deep coma and hasn't seen her day. Jin-Woo called Uncle Kim and Jui to the altar. The number of fires is equal to the number of people. Immediately the altar appeared green flames. The back door is open, and the surrounding statues are approaching them. They told everyone not to take their eyes off them. Facing the near death, a female hunter panicked, leaving everyone behind to run away. Jin-Woo realizes the flames are dying out. You remember the order of 3 rules and realize this place is challenging. They must continue to believe in God, even in the scariest of circumstances. But the hunter next door couldn't take it anymore. He also left Jin-Woo and ran away. Just like that, the door is getting narrower and narrower. Asks O1 AI to run away a guy. Otherwise, it creates a blind spot. If they take their eyes off the statues, they will attack. Just stand still and don't take your eyes off them. The green flames as set so far. When they're out, they'll be saved. Uncle Kim is afraid. Maybe when the fire goes out, they'll die. He understood that he was alive because of Jin-Gu. I have a wife and children waiting. That's why he was forced to run away from Jin-Gu is very angry because his teammates are only good at Uncle Jasu told Jin-Gu and Jui to run away. Just one person to stay. The door won't close completely. He asked Jui to take care of Cho Jin-Gu, but right now her legs can't move. Too much healing power for you. Jin-Woo hurriedly tells Uncle Chiyu to take Jui away. They don't have time anymore because you can't carry her out of here. Because he promised to treat Jui to a meal. So Jin-Woo sent back the magic stone he got. Tell them that after you get out of here, I'm going to ask for the extra money. Uncle Chiyu had no choice but to faint Jui, because they ran out of time. He accepted Jin-Woo's commission, and take her out. You're so sorry right now, and I wish I'd bought some insurance. More expensive than before. When Jin-Woo dies, he must pick up his sword, drag one. But compared to the giants, you're just like a clove on the edge. The Jin-Woo tiger is constantly beaten by them for serious injury in the name of the weakest. Jin-Woo also wants to be stronger than that. But only so much effort. It's useless right now. You're very angry at Uncle Kim for running away. Because they're all equally terrified of death. Dare to take. The reason has reached the limit. To justify his cowardly actions. Jin-Woo himself has a family. I want to go back to them alive. You're glad that only you died. It's really just a lie. Jin-Woo really doesn't want to die. I wish I had one more chance. Then as soon as the countdown flame goes out, a hidden task panel appears. Jin-Woo has completed the task. The courage of the weak. Eligible to become a player. And Jin-Woo chose yes. Suddenly, Jin-Woo wakes up and suddenly finds himself in the hospital. He immediately checked his limbs. because I didn't want to join the disability society. Jin-Woo is still full of BA legs without any chest pierced. It's now incredibly healing. Jin-Woo thinks he is dreaming or has been eyes Kai. Two men in black walked into the room. You call yourself a supervisor of the Hunters Association, Gu Jinchu and Kong Taxi. Before answering anything, if you have any questions, Jin-Woo will call your doctor. Through the words of Jinshu, Jin-Woo has been in a coma for 3 days. Chiyu and Jui are safe. It's just that Mr. Chizuo has now become young too, forced to retire. Jui was in a huge emotional shock. Should currently be treated. No one knows. Can she go back to being a hunter? Or not, other than those two people who have died a lot. Only 6 people returned alive. Jinshu also felt that the tragedy this time was catastrophic. I wonder why it happened. After receiving reports from those who escaped, he's with the White Tigers. We rushed to the basement, but they only find Jin-Woo lying unconscious there. There is no sign of the temple or any of the gods that remain. If the testimonies of the survivors vary slightly, or if not found, the bodies of those who died. Though the association has cast doubt on the group of survivors, but Jinshu made a new prediction. It was Jin-Woo who woke up after he woke up. Usually value the power of the hunter. It was decided immediately after and waking life will not change. But in some rare cases, some people are still waking up and cross the line to level up. Jin-Woo is looking forward to it, and they're asked to put their hands on the testing equipment, according to the witness. Jinshu knows that there are high-class monsters in the basement, that low-class hunters have no way of surviving. So it's impossible to be an E-level hunter like Jin-Woo. You can come back alive again. More, it's about removing them without leaving a trace. That made Jinshu suspicious, because even S-class hunters can't do it. He first raised the question. Jin-Woo has awakened, but the measurement shows that your stats are still as pathetic as ever. 2 Jinshus and a taxi left. Because even if it's an E, the score has to go above 70. But Jin-Woo's stats are different. What are normal people? They have to go back to the investigation. At Sao the power tunnel disappeared. And how did Jin-Woo survive? You're very depressed right now because you're excited. But Jin-Woo feels. It is very strange that the two I didn't see a big screen appeared in the air. Jin-Woo wondered, is it only you who can see it? If you touch it, you realize this isn't a touch screen or your best friend's chest. When you look at that, Jin-Woo remembers seeing this screen at the time of the Ascensio. At this time, Gina's sister appeared. She asked her brother to value himself. And don't make people worrying. Gina doesn't understand. At Sao, only my brother always comes back. Jin-Woo can't believe it. Myself at that time, he was willing to give up his family to save others. Gina threatened if King-Woo next time something happened, I'd quit school and go hunting. He coaxed his sister and asked Gina, can she see the screen in front of her? I think only I can see it. Jin-Woo asked about the messages, notifications in the game and how to read them. Because they look very similar. Because Gina's a real game addict. So she quickly instructed Jinzu, just open your inbox. Jin-Woo quickly remembered the question that the system asked me about when you were going to sleep. Gina saw that her brother was fine. I was able to safely leave. There's a Song D waiting for her outside. Jin-Woo found out after finding out. What I see is a player support system. In case, if you don't follow the system's instructions, will be punished. About the daily task it sets out for Cho Jin-Woo. It's strength training. It's asking you to do 100 crunches, 100 PCs push-ups, 100 PCs 10 kilometers running squats. If Jin-Go doesn't finish every day, the punishment will be imposed. You side for being better at it. It's a bit of a challenge. 100 days of training like Sartama. Meanwhile, Jinsha called. Report everything to the president. This time it was too mysterious. It's not like any other case. Ever since. Go tell him. Let's put it in the data bank and request a reinvestigation. Behind Representative Choi, he wants Cha-Hein to join the demolition missio. Next up as a guide. Become a trainer for new soldiers and real training. Land for them. Hae-In thought himself unfit for this task. But Agent Choi told her, just fight as usual. Hae-In's power is not the table, so people will soon be able to look at it and learn from it. Their association is one of the 5 largest in the country, but in terms of world scale, it's nothing. That's why Choi want to enhance the ability to fight for members. Prepare for that moment to come. Meanwhile, a gate suddenly appeared in the middle of the road. A task force quickly surrounded and evacuate everyone around. Kia Jin-Woo is sleeping well. Then the notification system. You didn't complete your daily tasks. And then the whole room started to shake violently. Jin-Woo doesn't understand anything. When he woke up, he suddenly realized he was in the desert, while Jin-Woo is still bewildered. Then a giant centipede comes up behind. System requirements. You must survive the monster's poisonous teeth within 4 hours. Countdown. Sister Yida is now in a hurry to check. Then see that Jin-Woo's hospital bed has no AI. Because you are currently carrying your feet to run from the pursuit of the giant centipede. 5 bites to love you. Not even just one. There's a lot of animals in this desert. Jin-Woo still has 2 hours. Just got out of here. Meanwhile, the nurses are scrambling to find you. As soon as Jin-Woo reaches the limit and is about to get into the time is
stomach,
over, and you're transported back to your room. Otification Jin-Woo has completed the punishment and received the reward. But Jin-Woo was too tired to pass out. 2 nurses found it. The next morning, Jin-Woo's health condition has been much better. Gina called to ask and made him remember to yearn for her. On the day of discharge, Kia-Jui received an invitation. Join the new dungeon demolition team, but she refused. The guy over there broke the news, let her know Jin-Woo is awake, just to make Jui feel a little better. She rushed to the hospital with a basket of flowers. You're safe. But 2 nurses got Jui's attention, because outside Jin-Woo is jogging every morning. Where for a health condition that has not fully recovered, no matter what room they have. Today is the 4th day after Jin-Woo woke up. You know something about the system. Daily tasks. It's about strength training. Once completed, then Jin-Woo will get bar rewards. Restore the state that makes the body get better quickly. Next is the ability value. Jin-Woo was chosen to increase one of his stats. In fact, you can feel your body changing, and muscle strength has been enhanced. Off the skill screen raw, there is also a warehouse. Jin-Woo feels like he's in the game. And everyone else looks at you as part of it. The name of the station on the VI. Playing the game for 180 minutes. Go back to Jin-Woo's room and open the random rewards of daily tasks. Appeared before your eyes. It's a key these days. It's all out of shit. As a pen or personal tape. System show dungeon copy entry. Jin-Woo guesses the key could lead to the event. Help yourself stronger. But when you think of the statue, you're hiding. Where the gate appeared on the road. It's classified and there's a lot of it. Jin-Woo goes to visit his mother. For years ago, she suddenly didn't wake up. The doctor said it was a Swiss calendar. It is also known as the last sleep. The disease was discovered when the gate appeared. It's about 1 in 10,000 people. Since that day, Jin-Woo becomes the main worker of the family until you find out you've woken up and qualified to be a hunter. Jin-Woo was very happy because you can make a lot of money yourself. Medical expenses for mother. Even though my sister is hunting is a dangerous job. Jin-Woo's ability is too weak. It makes everyone who comes with it uncomfortable for being entangled. This time, Jin-Woo is determined to do it again and become stronger. Then you're fully equipped. Ready to use the key. Before opening the gate, Jin-Woo hesitated a bit, but still determined to open the gate and move out. The system says you've entered a copy of the dungeon, and the door was immediately blocked. Jin-Woo realizes that he is in another dimension. You are about to see the stink and run away. But look, the plan went bankrupt. The screen shows the information of the moving stone. Jin-Woo only used it to get out of here, or after completing the challenge, is an E-level hunter, but was asked to clean out the entire dungeon. It's so absurd. But now Jin-Woo has only one way to go. He walked down to the old Ga house, and I met the Golans. 3 at the same time. It made Jin-Woo suddenly remember being stabbed, but this time he was able to dodge their knife. Jin-Woo both fends off and reacts to the massive attack, but still being blown away. In a panic, you have the opportunity to take down one. The other 2 immediately rushed for revenge, but also Jin-Woo's turn to sell salt. First time a pound BA made Jin-Woo understand how strong he is. But not yet happy, a wolf-shaped monster appeared. Bite the knife in your hand. Jin-Woo can feel it. This Steel Fang Wolf is much stronger than the Golans. His feet trembled so much that he couldn't move because of fear and obsession. Currently about, the Wolf rushed to bite a mark on Jin-Woo's cheek. There is no cure here. Being injured is the end of the Wolf. When I heard my cry, I quickly came. I decided to make you my dinner. Fortunately, Jin-Woo was quick. Avoiding a dog bite costs 900,000. Suddenly you realize, my body became too light and easily flipped over. It's not that hard to keep alive, so Jin-Woo doesn't want to die here. You are surprised when his punch could hit the Wolf. It turns out that it's because of the increased muscle mass index. That's not enough to beat the Steel Fangs. That Jin-Woo doesn't know how to do so to beat it. In the end, the decision to run is top of the book. You have to prioritize safety. Jin-Woo wishes he had a magical weapon. He remembered the warehouse and called it Ra. From inside, Jin-Woo draws a sword and knocked it down as soon as the fangs came in. The sword seems to belong to Uncle Kim, who left it in the basement. According to him, it cost 300,000. It's borrowed, but it's better than that. The wound on your cheek suddenly healed. 2 more Steel Fangs came. Jin-Woo has a weapon in his hand, so no more forging. The sword is stuck deep underground, so you can't get out forever. Just pull it out. The sword was bitten by the metal jaws of the Steel Fangs. Jin-Woo decided to kick it with his feet and cut off the Wolf's head with a sword. Compared to the Kia statues, these Steel Fangs are nothing. The remaining Steel Fangs did not smell good, so I ran away with my tail. Jin-Woo took a break for a while. When I checked, I realized I was in 2nd grade. Because this is a real battle, it seems to level up faster. All performance indicators are increased by 1 point. So the wound on Jin-Woo's cheek just healed. That's so fast. Every day, there are only 3 points. It is better to watch Raw fight to level up. The most obvious indicator is muscle, even if it's only 32 points. But Jin-Woo felt, my body suddenly became much lighter. The higher you estimate the power value, the number of points added will also increase. This time I can really be stronger. Before leaving, Jin-Woo did not forget to check, see if the steel fangs have magic stones. But instead, they drop items. Go to the dungeon and these guys are different from the gates out there. The store is now up, but because Jin-Woo is a rookie, so it can't be used. You can only sell the fangs in your hand to get 20 gold. Jin-Woo thought silently. This dungeon is probably only 20 gold is not worth much. Until you destroy the boss. We can't get out yet. We'll use teleportation stones. So Jin-Woo is going to find it. The food you brought with you, not enough for a long fight. If you upgrade to a certain level, there's a chance that Jin-Woo can win. Right now, he suddenly realized where a fangs of steel came out of, but because I was close to death, so Jin-Woo decided to go 1 pound of flock. Rush 2, slash them one by one with a sword, and make them 7 even pieces. In the face of danger, but it's hard to have a chance to do it again. That's why Jin-Woo is determined to fight hard. As long as you are alive, you can become stronger. Just like that, after a while of animal violence, Jin-Woo has earned the title of Wolf Killer. Key aside, people are starting to feel what the gate is about. It's unsettled that the association works so slowly. Jin-Woo has killed all the wolves. But Uncle Kim's sword looks like it's also out of use. The system says all Jin-Woo's abilities have increased by 40%. He currently owns 30 for Wolf Fangs, 2 old short swords, a traveling outfit, and a moving stone. Jin-Woo has been looking for it, and he plans to use it to return. Maybe next time, there will be no chance. Help yourself to grow in power this fast. There are also some events in the game like Limit. Jin-Woo is feeling. It's like being under the control of something. Something that can't be determined. You don't know whether to move forward or retreat. Jin-Woo chose to move on. Meanwhile, Jui on her way home got a call from the Associatio. They reported that the gate was near her. There's going to be an explosion. Currently, the company is urgently assembling the Freedom Hunters to find a way to cope. But the big problem is, the number of cures is not enough. Key aside, Jin-Woo is still working his farm. It's easy for you to destroy them. Easier over time. Jin-Woo realizes the color of the letters displayed on each monster. It's changed to white for the weaker ones. Orange is for those who are as strong as you. Red are the ones. Jin-Woo runs with his feet on his neck. At first you saw red. Now the text has changed color. It shows that your power has increased. Even so, Jin-Woo is not confident that he can get straight. The monster is waiting for itself down there. You can feel it clearly. There's a monster down there, so strong that all the chickens ski. Now we fight in vain. The sword will not stand. So Jin-Woo has to take a risk. I can't believe this bar is so long. The deeper you go, the clearer is the scene of destruction. The bottom is no longer home. That's been completely transformed. A wave blowing through you. The sword in his hand broke in two. Appeared before the eyes. Jin-Woo is now a giant snake. With the name Green Kasaka. Jin-Woo is convinced that he is the boss of this place. Your sword. There's no way there is a door with scales covering it. Maybe it's a snake coming at extreme speed, causing Jin-Woo's broken blade to spark, trying to hurt him. Facing the open mouth of Kasaka, Jin-Woo can only retreat and put all his strength into the tail of coming. The snake continued to chase and beat him. He even threw an entire train carriage towards Jin-Woo. I can't believe you're getting stronger, but this isn't enough. I wonder how strong I have to be. Fresh out of life, laughed at before. People call Jin-Woo. It is humanity's weakest weapon. Mr. Chiyu found the guy who gave that nickname really childish and cheered Jin-Woo to try to regain his reputation. Now Jin-Woo is completely covered in giant body and the toughness of the overwhelming snake. But you decide, I can't continue to be despised again. It just takes overwhelming power. The weak will naturally tremble in fear. Whether you're smart or smart, we all have to give in to power. That's why Jin-Woo decided at all costs, we have to keep fighting and changing. You have to be stronger to survive. Compared to the fear of, he died in front of the statue. It's nothing to confront the snake Kasaka. Jin-Woo used his best, just dodged the serpent's sharp teeth, just decided not to let him go, and then use your own hand to break its scales. Let the snake wobble or hurt itself. Raw Sao Jin-Woo kept aiming at the waving spot. Itself has worn out and attacked. Finally, he took down the green Kasaka snake himself. The system immediately announces you've been promoted. But what Jin-Woo cares about right now, it's the feeling of a strong man winning. That I have. You've successfully recovered Kasaka's fangs. It's a dagger. Not just good. It's also accompanied by paralysis and bleeding. Then there's Kasaka's poison vase. But Jin-Woo doesn't want to use it for the time being. A message appears that the boss has been killed. The surrounding space. Jin-Woo immediately returned to normal. You quickly leave the house. But it's strange to see no AI outside. A soldier told Jin-Woo not to be here. Seen Ante Jin-Woo holding a weapon. He immediately guessed that you were a human hunter. Soldier's sorry and said he'll take Jin-Woo to the scene. You go, Theo. I don't know what happened in my heart. Look at the desolation of the surroundings. Jin-Woo guesses that Ra had a dungeon explosio. The soldier said everyone had cleaned up most of it, but there's still a big one left. Jin-Woo immediately sensed that it was the boss. People are gathering so much right now to talk. Oh, matter the danger. The hunters fought hard and hurt a lot. The Olympus monster's defense index is very high. Well, they're lacking in human resources. Jin-Woo can see it at a glance. Currently, there are only AE level and 1D level. That D-class person is the support system. So I can't pull the trigger. The battle was prolonged. Among the healers, Jin-Woo recognizes a person as Jui. She can only stand in place, and I'm a little distracted by anxiety. To remember, I had a terrible experience with Jui. You can't use magic. Jin-Woo decided that this time I would do it. The golem worm is only daring, so you're sure you can handle it because it's weak. Much more than the Kasaka snake. If possible, disable the Kia golem's defensive capabilities. They will have a chance to win. You stand from a distance. Taste the broken sword in your hand towards the monster. It makes it weak. The other hunters jumped at the chance, simultaneously attack and defeat the Glen. Everyone is happy. Only the guy who took the blow was weird, because suddenly they can destroy the Glen's defenses. I saw a broken sword on the ground. He asked who threw it. The soldiers are looking for Jin-Woo, but you're lost. Jin-Woo did not expect it. Only one blow knocked out the Glen. I think it's because it was weak before. The days after that, Jin-Woo became the subject of the nurse's conversation. I heard you are the son of the owner. When you own a full body. At the beginning, they only see Jin-Woo as a normal guy. The speed of your muscle growth. It also amazes everyone. The nurse checked the room today. You also have to admire. Jin-Woo appears as a male god. The body is like a statue. I asked her what she was looking for today. The nurse rushed. Today is the day Jin-Woo is released from the hospital. And complete the procedure. Before Jin-Woo could leave, she plucked up the courage to get a phone number. Jin-Woo is naive. I'm sure they need to send the test results. Or something for me. Should have agreed. There's a hunter's interview on TV today. Jong-ho is one of the country's 7S level hunters. The reason he's been called here is to talk. Let the audience understand. What is the brilliance of hunting? In the case of Jong-ho, he's a guy who practices every day. Since I was a firefighter. Gina kept watching TVVI and was almost late for school. She hurried to call Ging-woo, who was still sleeping. I saw the durian tufts you'd hidden under your shirt. Gina wondered when her brother would go to the gym. Not just more money, but Ging-woo looks even taller without that AI plugged in. Gina hurriedly greets Jin-Woo to go to school. But you reminded your sister to forget Theo. Gina figure idler. But Jin-Woo made her take precautions. The sky is pouring rain in the summer. When you're alone, Jin-Woo check out, and there's only one unfinished run. You've got more muscle because you've increased your strength index. If it goes up, fear of people suspecting you of taking drugs. Jin-Woo still has extra points from Promotio, so you're thinking about where to divide it. The best indicator is speed. Jin-Woo decided, I have to move between strength and speed. Besides, you wonder, should you raise your intelligence related to the use of magic or not? In the end, Jin-Woo decided to let it divide Rob. The landlord is calling to urge you to pay. Jin-Woo is told to stay healthy. I'm tired of looking for a new hire. Because they've increased their power significantly. So Jin-Woo decided to find out any recent dungeon missions? To make some money, the port as possible. Then there's room for e-hunters like you. Jin-Woo thought about going back to the examination. If promoted, your income from this hunting job, it will be more stable. However, Jin-Woo is afraid that if it stands out, your reawakening will cause. The attention is so great. The media is noisy. It also attracted some anti-fans. Or post on Accessi City. Tearing yourself apart is suffering. Jin-Woo wants to prioritize his own safety. The source of this power is to be found. Soon, Jin-Woo has found a recruiting portal. Yuta just ran there. To complete the challenge, training the power that the system sets. The hunting party quickly greeted Jin-Woo, the East Animal King, the leader of this mission. Someone else recognized Jin-Woo immediately. Because you are famous. It's called the weakest hunter in the world. The police told the team to stop. Then sorry Jin-Woo for them. You're too used to it. The animals said, they just need you to follow them. It doesn't matter. The dungeon ranking this time is C. You need at least 8 participants. First, more than half of them must be C-class hunters. The animals said they didn't need Jin-Woo to fight, so you won't get a share of the booty. Instead, he'll pay Jin-Woo 2 million cash. Jin-Woo, after confirming their rank, agreed. All you're supposed to do is carry your luggage. There is no one on the team who is injured. It surprised Jin-Woo. But animals tell us, attacking teams as individuals as they are, it's hard to recruit a healer. So before now, they're always working in a reckless fashion. There's still a lot of concern about how to do this, but Jin-Woo put pen to paper on the contract. In there, his side does not bear any responsibility. With accident in the dungeon, another guy in armor goes to Jin-Woo. Hi, introduce yourself. Your name is Jin-Ho, 21 years old. It's a D-class hunter who's also called in. Look at all the fancy gear he's wearing. Make Jin-Woo sure. Jin-Ho is some rich guy. He's confident. He said he would protect Jin-Woo with the power of money. Just like that, the winter hunting party, quickly ready to go. Jin-Ho wonders, is Jin-Woo carrying heavy luggage? Then I'll talk to you. Tell him. The company that took the project where the gate is now, they owe 900 billion and had to run away like Jade. 97 leaving Jin-Woo is not interested in much. The scandal is so boring. The entrance to their dungeon was unusually large. Others asked the animals, is this dungeon really sea level? He was determined because the association sent investigators. And confirmed twice. Jin-Ho is a little nervous. Jin-Woo thinks size doesn't matter. What's important is skill. The association will inspect through the level of magical waves leaking from within. Dangerous dungeons from level be pouring up. They are usually given to large groups. Jin-Woo is very familiar with because this. I've been in the business for a long time. But the truth, this is also the first time. You see a sea-glass gate this big. The animals urged everyone to prepare. Jin-Ho said, stay close to me to be safe. Just walk through the gate. The animal ordered his comrade, light a lamp with a ball. Strange light is in this dungeon. There is no monster. Normally, other dungeons will have rocks or something. Jin-Woo looked at the dungeon in the dark. Remember the temple. Jin-Ho next to him asked what the luminous stone was. Jin-Woo, tell them they're low-light emitting rocks. Plays a luminous role inside the dungeon. Jin-Ho checked the rocks. From mana to ore. And feel there's a variety to remember. Their group continues to go deep inside. But there's nothing here. Jin-Woo motioned Jin-Ho to keep quiet. Let me feel the sound. I'm sure there are monsters here. They just haven't found it yet. Power and the whole team immediately ready to fight. Jin-Woo threw data. The monsters that live in the dark come to them. Based on light, let everyone know they're insect monsters. The others immediately panic because the sound comes from many sides that they can't detect. The enemy will appear. Jin-Woo relies on hearing. I found them coming from above. Ki Jung-woo immediately uses the light directly in the direction the ants are coming. Jin-Ho tells Jin-Woo not to stand too far away, lest it be dangerous. At this time, the animal's comrades played an offensive role. He's provoking ants towards himself. Create opportunities for others to attack. The animals are directing people to try to resist. Jin-Ho also tried to rush, but Ki Jong-won stopped him. By him, he's about to unleash his most powerful technique. As soon as everyone counts down together. When Youngwon had accumulated enough to unleash a huge fire, burn the ants. The animals took that opportunity and ordered everyone to come forward. Jin-Woo reviews their team, work very well together. Can recognize, these people have been together for a long time, but we're going to break through the dungeon without a healer. Still make Jin-Woo feel they're too reckless. Jin-Ho tried to use the equipment to make up for his ability. Everything went well, but Jin-Woo still has an uneasy feeling. After we've dealt with all the ants, tell everyone to hurry. Collect 10 magic stones from them. He moves forward. Thank you, Jin-Woo, because it helped them see where the ants were attacking. At the same time, wondering, why do you know they're coming down from above? Jin-Woo replied, it's thanks to the author, Cho. It's not difficult. The Ki Young-won is feeling strange. On the bodies of some, no injuries caused by them. He's afraid there's a monster here. It's even scarier. See ants as food right now. Jin-Woo asks about the equipment Jin-Ho is wearing. Tell him. It's because Dad bought it for me. On the occasion of the first foray, Jin-Woo doesn't know what to say, so I can only remind Jin-Ho to be careful. Meanwhile, at the White Tiger Festival, the other hunters are training. Then a shock appeared. They thought there was an earthquake. Someone else reassures everyone. Because it's just because Bushu Young-ho is practicing. With just one blow, he can cut through a rock. And I feel like it's not worth doing a warm-up. Right now, Jin-Woo's group is heading deeper into the dungeon. Jin-Ho on the road. He asked if Jin-Woo was tired. You said this size doesn't matter. Because it's good to have money without fighting. That's why Jin-Woo still feels there's something wrong with this offer. So far, the group has only seen monsters are dying and not healed, so it feels so strange. Ki Young-won is trying to find the boss. The animals think. He points the way first. What appeared before them was a path full of silk. People immediately go deeper and discovered a mana or mine. Make this trip look like a bumper. With this number, it's roughly 1 billion people. I'm so excited because with this I can prove myself. You don't have to hide under your brother's shadow. Jin-Ho saw the whole team hit hard. Then asked Jin-Woo to show me the contract you signed. Because I know the law very well. He went to the cattle. Tell me about Jin-Woo's contract. They told me not to share the spoils. But mana ore is excavated. So Jin-Woo will still enjoy it. Smiling, of course. Will be divided according to the law. It's just that before that, they still had a problem with the boss. It's a giant spider. It's in the middle of a silk cocoon hanging on the ceiling of the ore mine. They had to dig and move the mana raw ore before destroying it. Because once the boss is down, the gate closes. Fortunately, the spider is sleeping. Create opportunities for the whole team to dig ore and move it. I didn't expect to find such a large mine. The people of the east carrying equipment. He asked to people. Jin-Woo and Jin-Ho stay on guard while they go back to get their tools. Jin-Ho is worried, but the animals have reassured the boss, who's sleeping. So just don't get excited. He said you're both new to this kind of dungeon. So just believe me. Jin-Woo, while he was leaving, arranged the facts. There's only 6 people in the herd. Although the requirement to break the dungeon must be 8. Up until now, They don't have people to treat them for lack of people. This makes Jin-Woo feel strange, because if you've gone through a lot of sea-level dungeons, the animals must have people available to make up for the shortage. Of course, I just came out. The police ordered Ki-young to close the door. Go into the room covered. Jin-Woo was sure his hunch was right. Mr. Chi-Hui told you about it before. Accidents in the dungeon are unknown, because there's no surveillance in there. That way, a lot of people have taken advantage of this, pushing the weak into the bait, lure the enemy, and run first. It's the same way a lizard cuts its tail. Jin-Ho is great, angry because the smart crowd killed them for this mana, or he blames himself, because if we don't start the contract, OT so much that. But Jin-Go knows. From the very beginning, the animals try to mess with them. The most dangerous thing is the spider. Because the noise has woken up, a C-class boss goes up against 2E and D-class hunters. I heard it was too bad. But Jin-Go decided not to let the incident at the temple repeat. You walk confidently with the dagger, prepared to defeat the boss outside. Give a reason for not treating to people. Jin-Woo and Jin-Ho are afraid of touching the spider. With him, a weak E-class guy is a Class D name. There is no experience. They soon become prey to the boss. When he's finished eating, then we can all relax and go get the ore. The animals have found a shortcut to the boss's room, so getting rich is easy. More, the equipment that Jin-Ho owned was at least 100 million. In case of not getting the ore, then they can take them, also earn capriti. The animals decide to find out if Jin-Ho is you. What warm house to know that send incense smoke? He asked if Ki-Jung-wa alone. Can you beat the spider? To be honest, the animals have to see it. I can confirm this trip for two. Jin-Go and Jin-Ho go away. Jin-Ho is worried right now, because to destroy a C-level boss, there must be at least one B hunter, or strong top grade C. Jin-Woo knows he's not wrong. Even though I woke up again. But right now, Jin-Woo is not a great leader. My child Poison Kasaka agreed. You may only be in D class, and the Olam is probably even lower. They have absolutely no to compare with this spider. However, Jin-Go did not feel. Put yourself under a little pressure or any fear. Your mind is so strong. I'm no longer afraid of the C-class boss. Jin-Goo's current level is 18. So for you, the spider is a very risky opponent. Right now, Jin-Goo will show Jin-Ho understand what it means to be a hunter. Key aside, the president has just finished his meeting for a few days in a row with government and media people. At the same time, the functions related to energy. Jin-Shu said he doesn't have a schedule yet. I want to ask the president to fight me, although there was age. But when asked, the president never gets bored. Right now, Jin-Woo tries to attack the spider's legs, but the crust is too hard. Even the power of attack is extremely terrifying. A meal is a reminder. Jin-Ho looked at his fighting moves. I can't believe it's an E-hunter. Jin-Ho is immediately worried he is a registered fraud. He'd heard of. There are hunters can manipulate the magic power to register the limit. A lot of them have morbid tastes, or pretending to be the main mob. Anime hidden job. While Jin-Ho is still over his head, Jin-Woo is struggling. Find a way to do damage to the spider. Your fatigue point is pretty high. The special power of the Kasaka knife. It's the key to Jin-Woo finding a way to win. You're going to target the weakness in the spider's eye. Then it's suddenly sprayed with corrosive poison. Looks like this boss is harder. Jin-Woo thinks a lot. You are reckless, but you have to withdraw short distance by using the new skill Fast Law. Jisoo sped away from the spider's leg and aim it from the air at its head, but not enough power. If one shot is not enough, I will stab many times. Jin-Ho watches you fight anxiously. I don't know what Jin-Woo is going to do. You keep on speeding up, without noticing that his fatigue point was too high. To get myself hit by a spider, it's trying to end Jin-Woo. You get out in time by using full recovery. From above, Jin-Woo plunge. Put the knife in the spider's head with all your might. You keep stabbing to activate the spell. Paralysis and bleeding. After a while spam, Jin-Woo succeeded in taking down the boss. Simultaneously success level up. Fortunately, Jin-Woo has saved the rewards from the daily quest, just in time to recover. Jin-Ho can't believe it right now. Jin-Woo alone took down his boss. I'm sure you're a registered fraud. Jin-Woo doesn't care, but quickly rely on the magic stone of the spider. Jin-Ho comes over and tells Jin-Woo to keep it. There is no need to divide anything according to the contract. Let me worrying about the orange juice. Jin-Ho then enthusiastically invited and called Jin-Woo the great CA. He hurried to dig ore with a pickaxe. Let Jin-Woo relax. At this moment, a crowd of animals appeared. It's amazing that you're still alive. Meanwhile, at the gym, Bushugo is training and easily repels Jinshu. He thanked him for helping me distress. He also praised Jinshu for making progress. For the president, Go should not be so dependent on the power of the hunter. Instead, physical and mental training is also important, especially when you're going to be in extremely dangerous places. Like a dungeon right now. The boss was taken down. Was out of the crowd's plan. They thought Jin-Ho, along with my VIP gear, that did that. The police said they investigated and found out he's the son of the president of the Govan Construction Company. He'll give Jin-Ho his way. If you kill Jin-Woo, kill all the useless to monopolize their share. It's always been the way the herd works. If Jin-Ho doesn't list, he will have to die with Jin-Woo. However, Jin-Ho is determined to go to Jin-Woo, decided to be on your side and not let my hand sink. There was no other way. The crowd rushed in. Right now, emergency mission notification system with Jin-Woo. It's about killing people who intend to harm players. Hee Jung-woo, when he didn't notice, he attacked and blew Jin-Woo away. Meanwhile, the heroine hunter. I'm having coffee with my friends. They're all hunters in big clubs. Heroine is a member of the White Tiger Society, Gina of the Hunter Guild Society. She asked about the training in her first-class dungeon, but both Kia said it was boring. Because of the monsters they're fighting, was killed by the hunter Hae-In in the blink of an eye. Even if complaining is that they feel very lucky for being in the big clubs, there is a lot of bad reputation out there. For example, a single attack team has an unusually high mortality rate. Kia Jin-Woo is injured. Then recognize yourself in a moment of neglect. Was so naive. This is a world of big fish swallowing babies. The system requires you take down those who try to kill you. I think it's because I'm so important to him. The system needs Jin-Woo to be stronger. The crowd was quite surprised to see Jin-Goo standing up, and thought Ki-Young-won was relieved. Jin-Goo is determined to take advantage of this system. The fish are also mentally prepared. When you are a hunter, you will one day be hunted. A guy comes up and puts his hand on Jin-Woo's shoulder. Remind me you're just an E-class guy? Don't be a crow. I can't believe he was chilled out. Please lighten the head. Animals don't understand. Because the name before was D-rank anyway. How an E-class name like Jin-Woo can do that? Jin-Woo knows he just killed someone. But if you don't, you'll be the one who gets killed. There's no turning back. The strong will live. The other hunters immediately scattered, attacking Jin-Goo from many sides. As in Tor, 2 guys were hit in a row and had bleeding. Jin-Goo just put them on the counting board. Ki-Young-won rushed to attack, but it was taken down in just a moment. The number of enemies killed by Jin-Goo is now 5. Now there are only animals. He immediately guessed that Jin-Woo was the one who killed the spider, and then used the strengthening skill. The animals believe Jin-Woo must have been weakened by the fight. Your advantage. It's the speed and the special power of the knife. With a steel-like reinforced body, the animals are very confident. The knife can't do anything to me. He rushed to attack. Jin-Woo puts his head on the ground. The animals couldn't believe they'd just been measured. In a moment, he prayed for Jin-Woo's life. We'll pay and the ore and the booty. Jin-Woo can keep it here. The animals can't even tell. Do you know who your father's brother is? Jin-Woo Cho's head was cut off from her. Jin-Ho saw everything on the spot. The dungeon's about to collapse, so we're both going to have to get out of here. It's hard to understand outside the supervisor when all the higher-level hunters to die. Only 2 people in D and E survive. She guessed. It's probably thanks to Jin-Ho's awesome gear. Jin-Woo only noticed. I got a skill called murder. It causes a panic effect on the enemy to make all their stats have. The supervisor now concludes Jin-Ho was the one who took down the boss. Jin-Woo of the E-class is hiding somewhere to survive. The investigation is over. Jin-Ho quickly bowed his head and thanked Jin-Woo. The rain spilled blood on him. But Jin-Woo is just happy for reminding Jin-A to hold Theo. This morning, Jin-Ju received a report of 6 deaths. During the C-level dungeon raid, there were only 2 survivors, D and E. Surprisingly, the boss was destroyed. According to the investigation, they claim that Jin-Ho hunters with the high-end equipment that's done it. What concerns the investigator, the other survivor is Jin-Woo. Not to mention that one of the 6 people who died was a cattle brother hunter of S-class hunter Dong-Soo. Jin-Woo went home and bought fried chicken. At the same time informed Gina, I could have taken care of the living expenses. The same mother's hospital Gina bill. Hurriedly asked about his attack. A lot of rewards this time. Jin-Woo was not injured. She thinks her brother's team is strong this time. Jin-Woo only answered yes. But in my heart, I'm thinking about what I've done. On that day, you feel like you've become braver because of the promotion. Gina saw that her brother didn't answer, so she asked Han. Jin-Woo explained that he was just remembering to take it, not even change. You decided to put it off, because the important thing now self must be stronger. For the family, if that situation repeats itself, you have to choose the right way. Now the system detects you're loaded with alcohol, toxic to the body, so it's automatically detoxified. After eating, leave. I didn't forget to remind my little sister that she was fat. Thanks to the system's unique sensing capabilities, you can't get drunk. Right now, it reported that Jin-Woo received the reward of blessing to live a healthy life. The body is immune to toxins, abnormal state of body damage. That's the reward for completing the double dungeon. Jin-Woo was too busy to check in. See, you didn't become a cripple because of it. Jin-Woo was resting that afternoon. My sister told me that a man named Jin-Ho called me. She looked at the beer cans on the table and worried. My brother became a drunk. Jin-Woo went to the coffee shop after rubbing his sister's head. That Jin-Ho dated. He saw you as a savior of his life. Jin-Woo is also grateful to him. Gave up all the magic stones and keep quiet about what happened. Jin-Ho thinks it's a legitimate act of defense. There's nothing bad about it. That's why he called you here. They are planning to form their own team. But I haven't finished yet. Jin-Woo refused to participate because you have no intention to be the babysitter of a warm boy. Jin-Ho said, I only need 19 more dungeons. and pray to Jin-Woo to hear me. Jin-Ho's true purpose. You have a license to be a host. One of the conditions required. It's about 20 or more raids. To inherit the company, he tried to learn a lot. In theory, it's a blot, but in practice, you can't even try. Jin-Ho wants to be the host because of his father's company. In fact, Jin-Ho's father is thinking of forming a society. The dungeon is dangerous, but contains a lot of precious treasures. Mana stones or magic stones are just one of them. The body of the monster. It can also be used as a building material. Can say everything in the dungeon can make money. It's a construction company. Jin-Ho wants to be self-sufficient. Items in the dungeon. His father's going to hire an S-class hunter to run the guild. The two sons will become vice presidents and run as a company. There are only 7 people in the country. The only one who doesn't have a guild is by Hunter Jin-Woo. But he's retired. Jin-Woo advises them not to snatch hunters from other guilds because it will generate hatred from the members of the old guild. But Jin-Ho's brother is not the one who wakes up, so I can't be the host. So, Jin-Ho calculated to accumulate experience to take that position. That Jin-Woo needs a companion to be able to join the raid while hiding the power. Jin-Ho has offered to work with you, because if you go with a low-class person like Jin-Woo, the raid was successful, then he'll be more flamboyant. Jin-Ho gives Jin-Woo information where the building he's planning will be the headquarters of the guild. The market price is about 30 billion. At the same time, it's going to be a reward that Jin-Ho gave Jin-Woo. If it was before, Jin-Woo will agree to this lucrative offer. But in a situation that's escalating, now getting to S level and beyond, it's not fiction. By then, this 30 billion figure was nothing. And team up with strangers when you are not clear about your abilities. How it will affect others is too risky, so Jin-Woo refused. Out of the way, Jin-Ho brings Jin-Woo's secret to the negotiating table, but you just glared and scared him. While an S-level hunter. I want to know more about Jin-Woo and Jin-Ho. That's because his brother was killed. He asked his assistant, let's see if we kill ourselves. According to the law, it depends on negotiating with the government. Hunters like him can reduce their sentences. That's why he asked me to rearrange my entire schedule. The next target is Jin-Ho and Jin-Woo, to avenge the death of his brother. Right now, Jin-Woo and his sister are going for morning exercise. While running, he asked his sister what she would do if she had $30 million. Gina wants to pay for her mother's hospital and college, then send the savings. Jin-Woo was so bored that he ran away. Before you finished. And it goes beyond the physical exercise that the system sets out to do. Always catching up. Jin-Woo decided to run. Check if the required distance is exceeded. Did anything happen? Ow! When completing twice the daily exercise indicators, then you've activated the secret mission reward. It's a random blessing. A random box of New Ye. Check the blessing box first. Inside is a key. Used to enter the dungeon of the Demon Castle with S-level rarity. Jin-Woo checks the information. I discovered there's something called the Elixir of Life. That night he went to his mother's in the hospital. If what's called the Elixir of Life, it can cure any disease, Jin-Woo's mother will be saved. That's why Jin-Woo decided to use the key. If the level of the dungeon is equal to the key, it is very likely that this will be an S-class dungeon. Inside, there are monsters the size of Jeju Island, where even S-level hunters can't deal with it. Jin-Woo decided to risk going there. A castle surrounded everywhere by fire. If you think the situation is too dangerous, then you're going to use the stone to go back to the deputy dungeon to retreat the monster. Jin-Woo's first clash is a dog head CB Russ. Jin-Woo immediately activated the skill to rush, tried to cut off the leg and then attack the dog in Tor. However, it almost doesn't do any damage. Even your killing skills were disabled by the CB Russ. Because the target resistance is too high, Jin-Woo went over and stabbed the dog in the head. Activate the paralysis effect, but also quickly disabled. The dog rushed to bite Jin-Woo's hand. It makes your HP drop like pants. Finally throwing Jin-Woo and oppressing him. In the blink of an eye, Jin-Woo lost a third of his blood. CB Russ also activates outrage skills. Increase the whole index by 100% in 3 minutes. Its speed is too fast and it is easy to fly Jin-Woo. You just activate your own recovery, then dodge the blow and close the CB Russ eye. But it didn't feel any pain and threw the Jin-Woo. And then you go ahead and you put a bunch of onions in your mouth. The system sees the player being seriously injured. Then give a warning. Jin-Woo wants at least one. It can take 3 minutes until CB fell out of anger. But it's too dangerous. You're going to use the stone. Was attacked by the CBR, causing the 7th stone to lose. Jin-Woo was forced to retreat. If you get a few more hits, it's game over. While looking for a way, you remember I can buy recovery pills in the store. For 300 then immediately order a bottle. One bottle can only recover 100 health. Jin-Woo is forced to use Kosaka's Venom Jar. And then do a little bit to increase my stats. Fortunately, there is a system to eliminate toxic effects on the body. At this moment, CB Russ finds you and attacks them. But Jin-Woo can still fight. CB Russ was poisoned, plus the outrage effect is over. Jing took this opportunity. Continuous attacks on its feet. CB Russ still violently fought back. I want to swallow Jin-Woo with my sharp teeth. The attack left his blood count at 179. Jin-Woo was bitten by CBZ, but he still stabbed him in the eye with a knife. Make CBZ painfully drag you away. Jin-Woo ignored his injuries. That repeatedly stabbed the CB-Rus in the eye. Finally succeeded in causing the dog collapse to fall, and the surrounding hellfire died out. Otification system. You've taken out the gates of hell and get promoted. The wounds on Jin-Woo immediately healed. You then get a new item. It's the key on the dog's collar. There's also an unspecified item. It's a piece of paper, the recipe for the elixir of life. It takes 3 items to create it, and can only be found in the demon castle. However, Jin-Woo now understands how powerful he is, so he decided he'd come back later to find a way to save her. Jin-Woo returns to his mother's bedside. 3 things needed to create the medicine of life. Jin-Woo still doesn't know where to get it. But you understand, with the current power, but going back to the demon castle is no different than committing suicide. Level up and get stronger. That's why Jin-Woo contacted Jin-Ho and agreed to his offer of cooperation. But there's a condition. That's the raids. It's only Jin-Woo and Jin-Ho. He was surprised. Only the two go alone to conquer the sea-level dungeon in the... When they're in there, they need at least 8 members. So Jin-Woo wants to use Scarecrow personnel, just like the animal did. Jin-Ho worried it was too dangerous, but Jin-Woo believes in luck. They're going to complete 19 dungeons without getting hurt. Your first target is 10 perfect raids. I think that would be a great achievement for my species. Jin-Ho has agreed to Jin-Woo as conditions. I will quickly arrange people and find the gate. While the hunter father heroine was jogging around the yard, take a few rounds to practice, while adding more water. She knows someone is looking for her. People from the recruitment department showed up and sent a business card belonging to a Sin construction company. Jin-Ho is sitting in the car with his father. He felt since the gate appeared, has made a lot of changes and upsets. It makes it impossible to separate from the dungeon, especially the infrastructure, service for daily life. The only we can bring these resources to this world. It's the hunters. The management unit they're called the Association. The Association will determine the level of the awakened hunter, then register in the system. They're also responsible for human resources. Handle when the gates suddenly appear. But even though SAO is a real public organization, what controls most of it is the social units. They get huge sources of profit from the resources inside the dungeon, in which the Hunter Society, White Tiger Society of Death, Minton Association, the Knights are the 5 largest in the country. Most of the profits from the dungeon, they all have a large market share. Jin-Ho's father doesn't want it to last forever. He wanted a piece of that delicious cake. In order to do that, Jin-Ho's father needs to form his own society, even if you say so. But he knows, dragging an S-level hunter, working together with my brother, it's impossible. I myself am not confident enough. Stand up and take care of this. Key aside, Jin-Woo has completed his daily fitness task. This time the raw balance is not calculated anymore. Jin-Woo has 7 hopes. I thought I would get something. It's like the key to the demon castle. Or there's a possibility that I can get the deputy dungeon. Same as last time. Try the rest of the blessing. I got a scratch-off ticket. Jin-Woo really wants to find a way to level up quickly. But watch out! There's only one way to wait for Jin-Ho to contact the sea-level right now. Jin-Woo suddenly remembers the monsters in the punishment zone, but you're not sure if you can take them down. Do you have experience points? The phone suddenly appears. Jin-Woo's invitation to join the D-level gate from the Hunters Association. Jin-Woo refuses but is still hesitant. Meanwhile, at Mr. Chiyu's swordsmanship class, he also got the message. Invite to join the Demolition from the association. The students asked if Chiyu was retiring. Think about that terrible accident. Chiyu that a great magician like himself. It will only become a burden. But by luck, I saved my life. Chiyu still wants to give more. Hunter Kim also received an invitation to join. His wife asked him to retire from hunting. There were too many people killed in the last raid. Kim himself almost lost face the next year. His youngest daughter went to kindergarten. The oldest is about to go to high school. That's why the family desperately needs money. Uncle Kim thought, the guild wouldn't call low-level hunters like me to work. The mission is too dangerous, so don't worry. He took careful advice from his wife. He decided to return to his wife in peace. Meanwhile, Hunter Jong-ho is very angry with Choi when he shoved the whole interview back to me. Inherently, the answer to the question is from Choi, not mine. But because the president asked, they need to show people their dedication and the seriousness of a top hunter. Choi thought he wasn't as good as Jong-ho. He ran out of ways to move on. I asked why Choi called me. Why Choi called Jong-ho? Because of the news. Govin Construction Company is planning to set up an association. Jong-ho also heard about this and asked questions. What's the main thing Choi called me to? Jui Hunter is being called by his mother. She knew her shy daughter was a hunter. Must have been a lot of trouble. Jui advised to give up and go home to help his family. However, she doesn't want her mother to decide her life. Then hang up. Even though you know you can only hurt your teammates. But Jin-Woo tried, so she wanted to try. And then the association sent out an invitation to Jui on the key aside. Father Hae-In saw Young-ho coming here. It was strange. He went to see Agent Choi and talked about being approached by Robin's representatives. They seem to want to start a new organization and want to be the host. Agent Choi guessed she came to report this. Probably refused, or turn around and wonder why Jong-ho's here. Should ask about. That night he sat back. That Choi mentioned to me. That's Jeju Island. After the third raid, the island was banned. Currently, the public only knows about it through the annual memorial because service. They're scared and they're trying to forget about that island. But Choi is considered the strongest hunter. Currently, he can't forget what happened on that island. Choi plans on not too distant future. I will conquer Jeju Island again. Because of that, he doesn't want people to be distracted. Decided to recruit more teammates. Choi knows the cattle can't. He forgot the island because he had something to leave behind. Jin-Go got up early the next morning to get ready for work. Gina feels her brother is not only taller. I've rarely been injured coming home lately. You don't even leave the house carrying too much stuff. Well, the Chi-Do hunters understood. Even if you have good swordsmanship, it's useless to be in the dungeon. Is a swordsman, but he has a magical hunting ability. Suddenly Chi-Yu and Jin-Woo meet. Your look changed so much that he was surprised, wondering, Jin-Woo, where did you get the money for plastic surgery? Moreover, Jin-Woo's severed leg has grown back, not joining a disability like me. He figured someone from the guild would come to the rescue. High-class treatment helped Jin-Woo heal. Whatever it is, he's glad you're alive. Even though he lost his arm, Chi-Yu was still undeterred. The reason he's here is because he was called by the association. Incidentally, it's not just that the hunters escaped that day. Even Roo-hee and Uncle Kim were there. The attack this time, Uncle Kim didn't dare look at Jin-Woo's face because I left them that day to run alone. Roo-hee is excited to see Jin-Woo now. Even though you've changed a lot, now a car appears. 3 prisoners with handcuffs came out. A hunter with them told them to be quiet, because this is not going out. The association explained. They're re-education prisoners. I'll be with you on today's mission. They joined to get a reduced sentence. There are not enough hunters in the area. We have to use capable prisoners. Wake up! This time, there will be taxi hunters from the association with them. He is grade B, so if there's a problem, can easily control the Kia C-class prisoners. Jin-Woo thinks this is not good. Should ask Jui not to join, but when she sees you go, she wants to go too. The 3 men were quickly removed from the taxi, warning them that they're acting recklessly. Is to receive a written sentence. He went to ask Jin-Woo and Shizu. Who's leading the raid this time? Shizu, please let me take care of it. He bowed his head and thanked Jin-Woo for giving him the chance. Because in the heart, Chi-Yu always blames himself. And tell me, you have to be responsible for the living. Especially Chi-Yu wants to represent the survivors. Thank you, Jin-Gu. On that day, without you, there's no one left alive. Kim-sai didn't dare have an opinion. The taxi noticed Jin-Gu and thought of something. The hunters are ready. He's directing the prisoners out. Everyone after stabilizing the squad, then proceed to the dungeon with the leadership of Mr. Chi-Yu. The first monster they faced was Golan. The prisoners fought very hard. It makes Chi-Yu wonder who's the monster. What surprised people the most? It was Jin-Woo who saw it. Even owns a very good dagger. Today, you didn't need to go to Jui for treatment. Chizu feels what Jin-Woo has changed. It's not just the look, it's the look inside. It feels like you've become a lot more friendly and confident. The taxi told them to move quickly. The whole team crashed into a triple. I think the difficulty here is easy. I thought the taxi would split into 3 groups. Even if the risk increases, but in return, they'll complete the attack faster. The taxi will go with the prisoners. If you meet the boss room, then Chi-Yu keep him informed. Jin-Gu can feel it. Which way is the boss's room? I suggest Shizu take the left side. To destroy the boss, to get a lot of experience. More than that, Uncle Kim and the other hunter walked in the middle. Before leaving, Jin-Woo notices that the taxi is strange as he keeps looking at himself. That's inside the path that the Kim hunters came across. The weak Golans again, but last time it was just as easy. This made the other hunter uneasy. Uncle Kim is determined. After the demolition is over, I'm sorry, Jin-Go. They fled despite claiming to be hunters. Even for family. But they both made the mistake of abandoning their teammates and running away. If you want to continue, you can be a hunter. You have to admit your mistakes. Maybe Jin-Woo won't forgive, but they still have to apologize. Key aside, 3 prisoners are bored because the Golans are weak. The taxi driver asked them, if the opponent is human, would it be more fun? All 3 of them say humans or monsters. It doesn't matter. 3 of them had previously committed assault on a girl, so I was arrested. The girl then hanged herself. The mother was hospitalized because of the shock. The father was extremely disgruntled because all 3 of them only got a few years in prison. He was also a hunter to reduce his sentence, while his daughter was gone forever. That's why he paid $3 billion. So the taxi can kill them instead. Things in the dungeon can't get out. So the taxi reported back to the monitoring department. 3 prisoners clashed with 100 Volans and died. On the other side, Uncle Kim's team followed the path and suddenly saw him raw. The taxi driver killed the other prisoner. His plan. I was forced to change a little bit because of this unexpected incident. Jin-Woo realized taxi. It's the surveillance department that's coming to investigate me. At the hospital, At this moment there was a scream. Jin-Woo's group rushed. Upon inspection, the bodies of 3 prisoners were found. The hunter with Uncle Kim. Though, Jin-Woo also found that Uncle Kim was seriously injured. He asked Jui to heal quickly, but the wound is too heavy. Shiyu looked at the cuts on Uncle Kim's body. I realized it wasn't the monster. Kim knew he couldn't stand it anymore. Jin-Woo asks him to try to live until the end. Then you can continue to hate. Uncle Kim didn't intend to apologize to Jin-Woo this way. From the bottom of my heart, in this last breath, he said, I'm sorry. I have kept my wings in my heart for so long. Then close your eyes now. The taxi stealthily attacked Jui, but Jin-Woo caught hold of his knife. The target of the taxi is dealing with the injured first, but was read by Jin-Woo. I don't know why he did that. Even if you are a member of the association, now the Cavs have come up with a different scenario. The Golans were supposed to be the culprits for this, but now he's going to make it up. The prisoners want to escape. They killed the hunters who were with them. He then tried to attack me while I was fight with the boss. The last 7 defeats. Only the taxi was the only one who survived. Shiyu is worried that Jin-Woo can't beat him. You should say let me. He borrowed Hunter Kim's sword and walked over. The enemy is a B-level hunter, so he asked Jui, use the power-up on your body. The downside of the assassin class is weak defense. That's why Chiyu wants to take advantage of it. Taxi warning magician class. Like Chiyu, that body strengthening is counterproductive, but now he wants to fight like a swordsman. The taxi rushed to attack and recognized that Chiyu's movements were quite good. His sword skills aren't bad at all. Just in the moment, Chiyu was able to keep up with his speed, but the power difference is still there. Jui hurry healing Cho Chiyu from a distance. The taxi saw that and decided to deal with her first. Thus Provencio, but Chizuo does not allow. He was content to look like that. He is proud to be a teacher, teaching the sword of an S-class hunter about swordsmanship. I didn't lose the taxi, but as a magician, Chiyu can't catch up. Speed of the assassin class. He was quickly taken by taxi. Many cuts cause the body to collapse. Ju wants to heal, but she's exhausted. The taxi is trying to finish off Chizu. I can't believe he launched a fire attack as soon as he's trapped. However, that plan was avoided by the taxi thanks to its speed. I thought it was over. Then Youngwoo did it. The taxi heard you say you were just an E-level hunter, then laughed. Jin go fast enough to stop his attack. Up to 2 times taxi no. Jinwoo is currently trying to hide his power. Jinwoo is not an adventurer, because usually they're not going to let the surviving AI know about them. The taxi came to a conclusion. Jinwoo is the one who woke up. It was after the double dungeon. By this time the taxi had realized you were a level E hunter. Miracle escape in the temple accident. Completely different appearance and demeanor. A lot back there. He pulled out his second knife. Decided to teach Cho Jinwoo understand something about the power of high-level assassins. The taxi also revealed the reason I took Akio. It was paid by the victim's family. He killed 3 Kia bastards. Of course, what Jinwoo cares about. Why did he go out with Uncle Kim? If he wanted to, he could have killed them. Quickly seal the clue, but it's all about avoiding the point of death. It's like wanting to torture. For the sake of justice, he bragged. It's just a lie. That's why the taxi took this. Or even joining the association, although many guilds have invited. He likes to kill more than monsters. This time the taxi Lao came to attack Jinwoo and use your speed to create after images. The sight of the two fighting each other astonished Chizuo. Their speed is the same, but the taxi is confident that it has more experience. He doesn't even hesitate to play to the advantage. Jinwoo warned him not to fire on him, because the system will default and set out to destroy those who intend to harm. Playing for you. Now Jinwoo has another reason to act. The taxi doesn't know what you're talking about, because right now he's clearly dominant. Jinwoo used a rhythmic dance. Suddenly, the taxi did not react. Even the knife you carry has an effect. Let the opponent Jinwoo gain the advantage and rush forward. But the taxi has rolled out its trump card. Use your concealment skills to hide their presence. Jinwoo can't see him. Even the killer hunters. Only a few people can use this skill. Of course, no one knew he owned it, because there's no one alive who tells this story. Jui looked at the injured Jinwoo and was worried. The taxi warned, when you're done, it's their turn. With the injured leg, taxi T, Jinwoo can't dodge his next move. However, he did not recover in a moment. An assassin-type hunter who can use healing. It's something he's never heard of. Jinwoo's side is angry at a scum like him. Just wasting time. The taxi driver noticed that he had killed someone. Even Chiyu dimly guesses raw. Jinwoo must have made a lot of hard choices. Taxi said, the land of hunters like them. There is no law. Only the strong kill the weak. He then used hiding to disappear. But every attack, he was all held by Jinwoo thanks to the feeling of murder. As soon as the taxi arrived, then Jinwoo activated his weapon. He was overcome by fear and defeated by Jinwoo. While dying, the taxi didn't feel sorry. Before what I did, he only cares about what Jinwoo is. It's a form of killer, but it can use both therapy and magic. Reduce the incoming state. Jin-Woo is not sure and wants to find out. Jin-Woo killed the taxi, so he figured you couldn't hide your identity anymore. The shadow behind Jin-Woo. He saw it sinking deeper and deeper into the darkness. He warned Jin-Woo, if you look at it one day, the shadow will look back at you. Jin-Woo, after killing him, get promoted and get rewarded, including Junstone carrying the hidden technique of the taxi. Right now, Jin-Woo feels that he is getting stronger. The more you're broken inside, Jui and Uncle Chi thank you. Because it's thanks to Jin-Woo that we can all survive. Jin-Woo told them to get out first. I'm going to close this dungeon. Jinshu received the news that afternoon. The taxi was found dead. He already felt that his subordinates had something suspicious. The supervisor led Jinshu to meet B.A. Jin-Woo, and he recognized you right away. Jinshu, I'm sorry, but first I asked the AI directly who took down the taxi. Jin-Woo guesses that he can't hide anymore. The plan with Jin-Ho is like a broken river. But Uncle Chi-Yu stood up and claimed to be the one who killed the taxi. That's why a C-level guy like him can do that. It's thanks to B-level hunters like Jui. Jinshu temporarily accepted that answer. I want them to follow me. Complete the record of events. Jin-Woo has now realized that Jinshu's level is a level. Himself is not his opponent. Jisoo knows there must be a reason, so Zeno hides the power. He told you to watch what happened. As my thank you. 3 hours later, the taxi driver turned himself in. Jin-Woo's group was found to be defenseless. Taking a break in the park, Yu-Hee, he gave out the magic stone that day to Jin-Woo show himself. While walking Ru-Hee, Jin-Woo has changed a lot. While I still am, you think that everyone's experience is different. Jui herself understands. I was too shy for the job of a hunter. Even though I tried to overcome my fear, but still can't do it. That's right, she can participate in a level raid. B or C, but only D or E for fear. It was thanks to this that Yu-Hee met Jin-Woo and become a dedicated therapist for you. It's always not good. At first she was a little bothered, but Jin-Woo's eyes were filled with life force. That made Jui unforgettable for a lifetime. This time she wants to return the magic stone that Jin-Woo used to invite me to dinner. Because Jui was determined to retire, I myself will go home, so if Jin-Woo comes by, call her. Jin-Woo gets the stone back and promises until then, I will personally invite her to dinner. I watched Ru-Hee leave. I am glad you made your own decision. A moment later, Jinshu did not suspect anything. Jin-Woo was the one who took down the taxi, so I called Ra to speak privately. He warned Jin-Woo to be careful if he wants to live a long life, because in the case of the East Cattle killed most, only you and a D-level hunter survived. Dong Cattle's brother is an S-level hunter. Dong-Soo will probably target them. He only cares that his brother is dead. Jin-Woo is back alive. Because the opponent is S-level, the law is hard to stop. If that monster is targeting you, if you can Jinshu advise Jin-Woo, it's better to take your family abroad. But you just see it as a reason. I have to be strong. More the next morning. Jin-Woo was surprised when Jin-Ho called in a lot of hunters. The dungeon gate that they're about to destroy. He's prioritized people who have circumstances or have trouble in life. Because a C-level dungeon raid requires at least 8 people. So Jin-Ho found show insufficient quantity. Hooded girl. When Jin-Woo calls himself a child, he is angry. You're a decent hunter after all. Have a license. They are students and have no experience. Jin-Woo seems to know that she is in E-level, but not because. You just need the others out here. Only Jin-Ho and I went to the dungeon. Hunters are called. Just stand out and get 3 million cash. However, the condition is not to disclose the information to the outside world. If someone commits a crime, they will be fined 10 times the reward. Jin-Goo is interested in the June Stone right now. That's what I get when I beat a taxi. Decided to try it. As soon as you break it, the system has notified you that you've acquired the cloaking skill. Jin-Ho equipped himself. It's a cool reinforced armor. It's made by a factory. That's the idea. Jin-Goo just touched the thing that Jin-Ho fell off raw. And then I can't stand up. He finally had to take it all off. Just keep the hat. The other hunters, I don't care if you go to the dungeon alone. Because they get paid anyway. You don't have to do anything. Over there in the classroom, Gina was worried. When my twin sister dropped out of school, for just over an hour, I saw Jin-Ho running away. The hunter thought they were running away. But the gate burst. It closed and Jin-Woo walked out. After conquering it, you want to get to the location quickly. There's the next gate. While the other hunters were stunned. In the dungeon, Jin-Woo is responsible for handling the monsters. Jin-Ho is in charge of collecting 10 trophies. He then easily defeated the boss in a single move and level up some time later. Jin-Woo leaves the house very often. Your job and Jin-Ho's going very well. And the other hunters just stood and ate. Jin-Woo's promotion stats went up very quickly. You can gradually master it. New stealth skills gained from Taxis. The system says Jin-Woo's skill rush has reached level 1. The Valve wants to sneak in and let Jin-Woo test it. Ooh, skills. It's a high-level strategy and a fatal blow. Jin-Woo then just sit back. and collecting 10 magic stones already. Jin-Woo has more skills. But they also use a lot of magic. I wonder if it's time to go to the Devil's Castle. But think about it. Jin-Woo's current strength is only higher than grade B. It has not reached level A. Challenge that place now. It's too risky now. Right now, the player has reached the required level, allowing Jin-Woo to take over the job transfer missio. Meanwhile, at the White Tiger Festival, Director receives the report related to the tender of sea-level ports. Some have pointed to 150 million just to get the right to attack them. Every time a sea-level gate appears recently, is that there's going to be a team that pays twice as much for the right to handle it? I think he's the younger son of the president of the Govin Construction Company. The director noticed that Jin-Woo was involved. Is an E-level hunter. He realized you're the one who escaped from the double hellhole. And sniff. It smells like Jin-Ho has successfully returned. While the other hunters are playing cards, Jin-Woo noticed that the Songdi girl was looking at him. The director, I guess Jin-Woo is the one who woke up, because now you've had 3 major accidents and you've survived. The first is the double dungeon. The second is the East Animal Massacre. Finally, the murder of a prison guard. Most of the participants were killed, but Ji-Woo is alive. If you're not a reawakened person, it's absurd. That's why the security director recruited you himself. But when we got there, he and his assistant were shocked. See other hunters sitting around playing, drinking tea water. But he walked up and told them this place was forbidden. I feel like a child, but I have to admit that I am also a hunter. I guess Jin-Woo is alone inside. Breaking through the dungeon, the director knew right away that this was the big fish. As soon as he leaves, Jin-Woo is done. He asked Jin-Ho what he planned for tomorrow because he wanted to leave Cancellation early. Also costs money. So Jin-Woo told Jin-Ho, save the dungeon for tomorrow, then deal with it later because they're on hold for 2 days. On the other side, the obsession with ants and the horror of Jeju Island that year back in Koi's head. When he calms down, he's holding a top-secret plan to record the upcoming Jeju Island reconnaissance mission. Jin-Go that night after being returned by Jin-Ho, approached by the director. Want to ask, can you take a moment to talk? Tell him, White Tiger is working. It's one of the top 4 in the country. The director gets straight to the point. They'll pay double to recruit Jin-Woo. About the White Tiger, he was convinced that, with such favorable conditions, I'll get a nod from you. I can't believe Jin-Woo asked, how much is the White Tiger's building worth? The director immediately quoted 50 billion. Jin-Woo thought they were going to pay you with that building. After hearing Jin-Ho pay Jin-Woo, it's a $30 billion building. The director was stunned. If he doesn't believe, Jin-Woo will show you the contract. If the director has nothing to say, Jin-Woo asked permission to leave. But before we leave there, Jin-Woo was annoyed. When the director secretly investigated himself, if you look back, you can't see Jin-Woo. A scratch on the cheek appears. Make the director realize Jin-Woo has hidden skills. Then the company, as Sin spent 30 billion recruiting you, is not strange. Director and apologized for secretly investigating Jin-Woo. The reason he did that was because of the dungeons. C was suddenly captured. So, security managers are required to learn about transactions. I happen to know about you. Jin-Woo asks if anyone outside of him knows more about Ra. The director honestly said, it's just him and his assistant. Jin-Woo warns if there's an AI talking about you, then the object Jin-Woo suspects is them. The director did not want to risk his life. I promised to keep this a secret. Jin-Woo decides to show up and apologize because I understood that I was monopolizing sea-level influence on their side. Because of this momentum, the White Tigers can't train new people. That's why Jin-Woo asked him to make a deal with him. You're going to resell the 3 sea-level gates you ordered at a price of 300 million. Director and 0G. Because the magic stones and magic power in the sea-level dungeon only 200 million. Jin-Woo immediately agreed to the price. So the two made a deal. Sell me a grade C gate for 600 million. Before leaving, he told the director to open his mouth and close his eyes. Though, give him medicine to heal the wound on his cheek. Jin-Woo temporarily. I trust the director can keep it a secret and leave when the assistant comes. The director decided Jin-Woo is a fish bigger than himself. I thought the next day, Jin-Ho announced that he has received 600 million to account. Jin-Woo sold these gates to the AI. It's so expensive, but you said it was a trade secret. The director was shocked when I heard there were other car gates. They were purchased by Ru Jin Company, except for the 3 sold to the director, but the valuation for each one is only 70 million. Director and was shocked because not only did he recruit 7 losers, they also buy at a high price. At this time, Jin-Woo's message arrived. After this, it seems like they got along, because he's secretly investigating himself. This time the director realized that he had completely lost. But they are played. Then he also got Jin-Woo's phone number. An opportunity to recruit you. Jin-Woo decided to leave the city today to understand the task of transferring jobs. What you get, passing level 40 in the previous raid. So far, Jin-Woo has opened to dungeons by key type item, outside of penalty and emergency duty. This is the first time the mission has appeared. With the intervention of the system, Jin-Woo is free to choose the time. As usual, this could be the event that helps Jin-Woo gain his skills corresponding to the job. It helps you become stronger. That's why Jin-Woo agreed to join. But right now, you just remembered, I have not completed my daily task. Then you can finish it and go back to work. Jin-Ho is having dinner with his father. And his brother Jin soon came. Jin-Woo has arrived at a castle. The system says you can't go out if you have not completed the task of transferring. At the same time, recovery can't be used. Here Jin-Woo is extremely alert and summons weapons. A knight-like monster appeared. The two sides immediately engaged in combat. But Jin-Woo can't do any damage to it. Even the knight's sword swings were extremely powerful. It almost put Jin-Woo in danger. The system suggests you use a fatal blow, but Jin-Woo's knife can't get through. Is the Kia armor? I remember taking down the blue snake, Kasaka. Jin-Woo decided to use his hands to separate the knight's entire armor, and taking it down, you're bored. FOR wasting a fatal blow skill. Well, I can't recover my magic point. Well, here, the concern is that many other knights have appeared. Key aside, Jin-Ho is not in the mood to eat and turns around. Ask your brother, what is the work of the guild? Ji-sung said they were rejected by S-level hunters, Jung-woo and Hae-In. He's currently negotiating with hunters in Europe and the Middle East, because before there's been a case of outbound winter hunters. Ji-sung knows that his brother is working in secret. High auction of sea-level dungeons to accumulate achievements. He warned Jin-Ho not to get in his way, even if it's for pleasure. But Jin-Ho knows. If both brother and father knew about Jin-Woo's power, I will understand him. Right now, Jin-Woo is constantly fighting and starts to get tired. You suddenly realize the enemy can use his cover to ambush him. Fortunately, I was able to defeat him. There are even wizards who know. Use the light to attack Jin-Woo. It felt like the battle with the Kasaka was repeating itself, but this one's a lot more annoying. Depending on the type of monster, it's got to be the right metric to deal with. The power-oriented knight, the killer, is feeling. Archers have to be quick to use. If the power is too weak, it will be doubled by the knight. If you don't feel good enough, you will be attacked by an assassin. The most important thing is the wizard. Jin-Woo doesn't have many points. The mind and mana to deal with this kind of. Your fatigue level is rising, because they're being massively attacked one by one. Meanwhile, Choi and his hunting party, ready for their reconnaissance mission. Jin-Woo has now defeated all the monsters. That can get some of the supplies that fall out of them. To replenish fitness, the system says you get the armor, senior knight's chest and gold bag. Jin-Woo tried it and did not expect it. The armor can become transparent. You can still move comfortably without being affected at all at the current level. Yours has also increased. Money and supplies have also been collected 10 relatively. Fatigue levels are decreasing. So Jin-Woo decides to prepare for the next floor. You go to a big gate. Wonder how strong the enemy behind it is. Just push the door out. Jin-Woo could feel the cold air coming out. The torches inside immediately ignited the bright bulb. This room is where the king's throne is. Appearing in front of Jin-Woo's eyes is a sense of threat, just like in the dungeon. The double emitted from the knight in red armor, who had just appeared. He's called the Red Blood Knight Commander, is it? Name Dark Red Display. Signal is it completely different from the guys and Jin-Woo just fought. Is it took his sword and rushed. Throw a slash. It's like cutting through a piece of beans. Jin-Woo dodged the fatal blow, but they were also blown away. Not just strong. Is it also possesses extremely high attack speed. Body-bearing armor. Jin-Woo tries to counterattack, but all your tricks, they can't hit you. The blood of his great sword make Jin-Woo stand up, and then hit again. The speed of both is the same, but the other power is clear. Jin-Woo's knife can't penetrate the armor. Makes you wonder if there's a way to win. Even if you don't want to take risks. But Jin-Woo can only use his hands to be able to do damage to what's underneath. Kyushu armor. Is it see that let's drop the sword and throw away the weapon. I like to play any way I like. While Bushu Go continues to increase the CA handle, the jobs are being piled up. He called Koi's agent. Let's talk about his interview. There's been a lot of talk about the Jeju Island tragedy. People have tried to forget it, and the president told Choi to be careful. Purpose for his plan this time: to detect the power of the enemy during the third Jeju Island raid. Representative Koi's heart was forced to leave there. Right now, red blood is it rushed to grab and threw Jeju to the floor, and then throw you away. Every punch he threw, it's easy to hit the wall. Jin-Woo even helped, but I also guessed my HP score dropped by 500. If you're not wearing armor, time himself has become ocean. Even though he dropped the sword, the power of it is still too great. If you can't fight back in strength, then Jin-Woo will compare in speed. You activate the skill and then you run around. Is it distracted and outspang, but it can still react in time and keep throwing Jin-Woo. You don't give up, still trying to attack him with his nimble body. Jin-Woo was able to hit and do damage, but that only makes it boil and punch more force. Jin-Woo was not only beaten up, but dragged and thrown away, finally sitting right on the king's chair inside the room. And it slowly comes to look at you. Kia Gina's side spent Jin-Woo's dinner. I never saw my brother come home. Their mother is still in a deep sleep. Right now, it saw that Jin-Woo could no longer move, swinging the sword to end you. But Jin-Woo used the armored hand to capture it. You can't lose like this. You use your best. Then hugged the Izit and pushed him back against the wall. When Izit is stunned, he called back the knife. I aimed at the gap under the helmet and attacked. It doesn't feel deep enough. You keep hitting and paying. And with a full force stab in the neck, Izit. The system says you've got the red blood. Jin-Woo immediately dropped his gun. And I feel like winning this time is just luck. Technique. Your skill or experience is lost to the enemy. What surprised Jin-Woo was that I received for rewards after winning Izit. The first one is 1.5 million. The same armor Izit wear and is a S-level item. Reduces physical damage by 15%. Increased HP and power by 20 points. Next is the rock trembling the ruler's hand. It's a skill that Jin-Woo doesn't understand yet. The last thing you have is a moving stone. Jin-Woo felt very strange. Because the mission of career change is not over. I can't believe now it's really starting. And the battle is getting longer. Jung-Woo gets a lot of points. He was selected for a higher position. The system also wishes you luck and shows the set so far. From inside the gate, a large number of soldiers appeared. Meanwhile, the representative plane. Choi is out. Jin-Woo is in trouble in the dungeon. For as many kills as they take, the soldiers keep showing up. Because the key to this mission is time. So Jin-Woo decided to use his cover. Hiding now costs 200 magic points. After a second, it drops by 1 point. Jin-Woo only has 190 points. But an eye appeared. That broke Jin-Woo's hidden lair, forcing you to use lethal weapons to overwhelm the soldiers. Then keep fighting. Looking back, the time had only passed 5 minutes. Jin-Woo decides to use the teleportation stone to leave. He was hit by a soldier. Cause the moving stone to fall out. So Jin-Woo is currently facing the same situation. Enemies in the room. At the same time rush towards me. There are no more moving stones. Jin-Woo had no other choice. In addition to destroying all the soldiers in front. However, your current strength is exhausted. Invisibility and murder skills. It can't be used to dominate. Jin-Woo is in a dangerous situation. Still determined to survive. You're constantly fighting because you know what you're feeling. What is the sense of despair? Jin-Woo's hands are now injured and bloody. By hitting the armor. Your eyes are fading from fatigue. At this time, Jin-Woo begins to experience an illusion. The laughter. I was the weakest hunter before. Even to those who care. You also think Jin-Woo should give up. But what you're most afraid of? It's seeing myself before. While the president goes to sit, I remember the third raid on Jeju Island. His body couldn't fight back then. Should not be involved. Remember, Jinshu was also present in the raid. He's on guard duty outside. And maintain contact. That's why we understand. There's been a lot of casualties. Even the survivors who returned. He also suffered many wounds. Deep in my heart, the president go understand. If you are a hunter, sooner or later you will experience that feeling. But if you can't get over the scar in your mind, what's waiting for them? Waiting for them only destruction. Jingo has seen himself before. You of the past. I was also surprised by the dramatic change of yourself from the outside. But deep inside, Jingo remains unchanged. Because you always put yourself in a life and death situation. They just take risks without accepting it. Fate. Jin-Woo is distracted by disturbing thoughts. To be grabbed by a big knight. In that situation, you see yourself before laughing at yourself. Because you only know how to lie with determination. But the results haven't changed. Put yourself to death. Just as Jin-Woo thought he was about to be executed. Like the time in the dungeon. Then the notification system. You haven't completed your daily training. That is, Jin-Woo was lucky enough to be transferred to the penalty area. Was the SA before being dealt with by the knight. In this penalty area, you can take a break. Luckier though, you can use the store to buy restorative and therapeutic drugs. However, the drug can only heal to some extent. Because Jingu's body was injured too badly, you can only wait for natural healing or by medium promotio. Or there are centipedes that come foraging. That is, Jingu is on a mission to survive in the penalty area until it's over. It's just the present. These centipedes can no longer make Jingu difficult. It becomes a tool for you to train and power up yourself. At home right now, Jin-Ha is worried. It was midnight and my brother hadn't returned. There's a parents' meeting tomorrow. So she's hoping you can get to the other side. Jin-Woo finished the centipedes and successfully recovered. After promotio, there are only 10 minutes until the time limit expires. So Jin-Woo arranged his equipment. In the store, he noticed a knife bearing the knight-slaying sword. Then place an order. It increases damage to armored monsters by 25%. It's a bit expensive, but it's exactly what Jin-Woo needs. Next is the stone that Jun obtained. After defeating Izit, you destroy it and receive the power of the Hand of the Ruler, a skill that doesn't cost mana. It helps with the physical impact without having to touch the object. That's how Izit calls his sword. Jingu is unable to move large objects, like the body of a centipede, because the hand is injured. So Jingu put a bandage on to get ready for battle. On the other side of the castle, night in just a few hours, the number of knights has increased. To make Jungwoo farm gold sword soldiers delight. Currently, Koi's group is about to enter Jeju Island airspace. In the third attack, Hae-In hunters haven't practiced hunting yet and come here, but she's very understanding of how Representative Choi feels. Detection of large-scale magical reactions. So the pilot showed the observed image. Jin-Woo thanks for a new knife. It was easy to slash the knight's armor. without having to fight with your hands. But you have a strange feeling. Because of how many knights I killed, I have not seen any sign of promotion so far. And the magician in the middle is casting a spell to get Jin-Woo's attention. You realize it's creating a summons gate. The knights, it's just been called in as a weapon. So no matter how much Jin-Woo kills, there is no experience. That's why he decided to target the wizards to launch the knife. When he died, some of the knights also disappeared. Jin-Woo successfully learned the skill of throwing daggers. You move over. The target is the 5 wizards currently present in the Jin-Woo to hands to knives easily handle one. Next, he quickly swept away the knights and learned to use the ruler's hand to attack. Not long, that pieces of iron armor have piled up into mountains. The wizard is hiding behind the puppeteers. I can't escape being killed by Jin-Woo. The remaining 3 immediately use the matrix to gather the giant tangled circuit. Jin-Woo uses the speed yeast to attack according to his body and jump on the chandelier, then cut the ropes so that it fell on the head of the giant knight. The wizard's mistake is to reduce the number of knights summoned to compensate for the quality. But doing so makes it easier for Jin-Woo to access them. The wizards you swept away, but the giant knight is still there, trying to crush Jin-Woo. But you broke him into pieces. Otification system. The time you took to complete the challenge was 4 hours and 29 minutes. The job change mission is over. The system will analyze the behavior, fighting, and demeanor to choose give Jin-Woo a suitable career. After the analysis is done, a line showing that Jin-Woo always has angels of death on the road Euro. In addition, Jin-Woo has always wanted to be strong, not relying on others. That desire is strong enough to summon the ghosts in the Valley of Death, make up the army of death. That's why he chose Jin-Woo as a career. Jin-Woo doesn't understand. Because you've barely increased your mental acuity. As far as Jin-Woo knows, souls are a magical profession. You can summon monsters to fight. Jin-Woo has always been a killer. Fighting in close combat mode. If you become a soulmate now, then it will all be in Vi. See yourself. Can agree or refuse. The profession chosen to transfer. Jin-Woo immediately refused, but the system asks if you're sure. Tell me this is a hidden business. Jin-Woo in the head. But Tai wondered if it had any special powers. Are thinking of the typical example. Then you realize the summons. That's what the magicians used. It's kind of like soul searching. The battle is here. It's like recreating the battles before here. Jin-Woo asks with every type of opponent you. Meeting Jin-Woo suddenly realized it's all set up by the system. Come to think of it, the weakness of these wizards. It's not capable of close combat, but you do. If the job is a skill. When users are promoted, synonym, Jin-Woo's death army can also grow stronger. This will be beneficial in both ways. So Jin-Woo agreed to switch jobs. To be a master. It's almost dawn outside. Go guess. Representative Koi's team must have arrived at Jeju Island by now. Right now, Jin-Woo's career transition took place. Jin-Woo starts getting bonus points from achievements, like survival time, beyond expectations, not using stone, move and destroy all enemies. Amount of bonus points plus Jin-Woo has crossed the line, so you've been professionally trained twice. As soon as the career transition is complete, Jin-Woo receives the title of Dark Lord, promoted from millions of masters. Jin-Woo heard a sound like a cry. It comes from the knights. The system says you can use ball extraction, and ask Jin-Woo to give the order. When using it, Jin-Woo thought for a moment and chose the word rise. Immediately the shadows rose from the knights. Become the army of death under Jin-Woo. You're getting specialized shot skills, and it comes with the ball reservatio, a form of mana-absorbing skill. And turn the subject into a shadow warrior. Skills of ball retention extract. You can take it out at any time. Know that the target is dead. The longer or the stronger, the lower the ball extraction success rate, except for the knights. Though, Jin-Woo can also extract the shadow of both magicians just and level 1. Jin-Woo remembered Razit and went to him. Now the number of shadow warriors is limited, so Jin-Woo got rid of 11 of them. Currently available. Your goal is to call the knight commander. Red Blood is it rise to serve himself, but Jin-Woo's first extraction failed 7 times. Jin-Woo only has 2 more tries. You hurry to catch your breath. Try and wake up Is It a guy, but still unanswered. Jin-Woo realizes he can't extract Is It, because he's still waiting for his king to return. Jin-Woo understands Is It long to swing the sword. Should know for sure. He didn't want to. My blade is forever buried and rusted. In this ruined place, if you need an object to offer the sword with my loyalty, then Is It choose you. Don't wait and protect something that doesn't exist. When I say with all my heart, Jin-Woo called out his last stand with Is It, and this time he answered your call. Wake up in a new form. To become a courtier at the head of the Dark Army serving, the new king is Jin-Woo. Meanwhile, Koi's associatio, they were amazed by their new discovery. It's the body of an evolving ant. More wings to escape from where they're held.